Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This is going to be another throwback review type of video for The Walking Dead. Viewer requested, you guys wanted to see it. You wanted me to do a throwback review, give me my thoughts, current day, before the start of The Walking Dead Season 6, on one of the best episodes of The Walking Dead ever, Season 3, Episode 15, This Sorrowful Life. You leave him to me! Okay, so you guys wanted to see it, and I wanted to go ahead and do a review for it since you guys know how much I love Season 3 of The Walking Dead. This one is number 8 on my list of the top 10 greatest episodes of The Walking Dead ever. This Sorrowful Life. Season 3, incredible season. We got Merle right there on the back of the box. And one thing I noticed right off the bat watching this one again, and because we've done some throwback reviews recently, I think that there's an improvement in terms of quality, visual quality, from about this time, from season 1, 2, and 3 to season 4 and 5. Season 5, the quality looks a lot better. So I'm not sure exactly. I haven't looked into what kind of cameras they used, if they've always used the same one all the way through. I'm not sure about that. But season 3, yeah, it's still awesome, though, even though the quality is not quite as good as it is now, what we're used to now. So This Sorrowful Life. So this is basically a Merle episode. If you like Merle, I've got my figure for him right there. Then you'll like, and also the governor on that side. If you like Merle, then you'll like this episode. Of course, the premise of the episode, I'll just break it down really quick. You guys probably all already know it. But anybody who's forgotten recently, it's the episode, second last episode of season 3, where they're deciding, are they going to go along with what the governor wants? Are they going to give him Michonne and try to kind of squash things between Woodbury and the prison group? Or are they going to, all out war? Are they going to have war between the groups? So Merle, I'm pretty sure Merle knows internally that even if Rick gives him Michonne, that it's just a shot. It's probably not, it's probably not going to happen that the governor's just going to let it go if he gives up Michonne and just leaves him be. And he kind of tells Rick that, not in exact words, but he lets him know that, the kind of guy you're dealing with, this is what he would do. Never waste a bullet, and he would, just absolutely massacre groups, kill people like it's nothing. And, this is the guy you're dealing. You're going to give him that girl. He's going to take out at least one of her eyes, probably both of them. He's going to do horrendous things to her, and you're going to do that. You're going to give him that girl just for a shot, because he knows it's like, a shot. Maybe for a little while, leave him alone, but eventually the governor's going to, he's going to come after him probably one way or another. So now this episode depends. It depends on how much you like Merle, if you like Daryl, if you like kind of their story in The Walking Dead. I really liked Merle as an addition in The Walking Dead because, of course, he was not a character in the comic book series. I thought it was cool that Norman Reedus, to find out that he actually had applied originally. He had gone for the role of Merle, and he didn't get it. So they created Daryl for him, or they kind of created Daryl together with his ideas and what they had, and they put together Daryl and Merle as being brothers. So Merle, I guess, had a brother, and that's kind of the way it went in the beginning, at least from what I've read. So that's pretty funny. But this episode, if you like Merle, you gotta love this episode. It's just incredible. The action in it, it's so different, the feel of season 3 and kind of the action approach that they took to it in this one. And this episode is really unpredictable, which is another thing that season 3 has going for it that a lot of the other seasons, I wouldn't say don't, but it's very unpredictable. You don't know where they're going to go with it. At the beginning of the episode, it seems like Rick is on board with giving Michonne over for a chance. And then after that, of course, we have Merle, who does something unpredictable. Do you even know why you do the things you do? Then he doesn't. And he basically figures that Rick doesn't have the stones for it, and he doesn't realize that Daryl doesn't anymore either. Daryl's a pretty good person at this point, and he's not wanting to do this kind of stuff. And, maybe in the past before, Daryl had gone along with stuff like this with Merle, but a lot of it seems to be probably more Merle influencing Daryl, and Daryl kind of going after what his brother, wanted him to do at the time, just not trying to disagree with your brother and looking up to your big brother, so doing whatever he says. But at this point in time, Daryl doesn't want to do it either. He doesn't want to give Michonne over to the governor either. So we see basically Merle kind of take the lead, so to speak, and take her, which is a pretty It's a pretty exciting scene when they go down in the tombs and that, and he all of a sudden just bats her with the with the claw the claw hand, so to speak, the blade hand, and then takes her and goes to bring her. So some of the dialogue I like when Michonne's trying to talk him out of it. She's kind of telling him, we can just go back, which I like too. You can't go back, Bob. I like that that idea too. And he basically lets her go, which is, I'm not sure exactly what it is that she says to him that gets Merle to allow her to just leave. But I think it has something to do with, because she starts talking a little bit when he's driving about him doing everybody's dirty work, and are you going to kill again for the governor? Are you going to do it again for him? This kind of thing. And so eventually he doesn't want to live with himself to do that. So he lets her go, gives her the sword back. She heads back, and then he goes in to face the governor's group, alone, which is pretty cool. But he brings an army of zombies with him, which I thought was just a really cool concept. We had never seen anything like that in the Walking Dead comic book series prior. It was new, it was unique, to season 3, where they walker bomb people and would use the zombies to their advantage. Is something that I never thought of before season 3 myself, and never read in the comic book series either, that they would actually bait zombies with music or things like that and kind of lead them in. So in the end, the funny part is he's sitting there in the car, he's drinking, and you got the zombies. I remember the first time I watched this episode, it just blew my mind. It was just so much fun, and just so awesome for the season finale. We knew we were going to see something great, but, I had no idea what they were going to do with Merle. Was he going to survive? Was he going to be killed off? And it was a huge death episode, and it was actually better than the finale itself, I would say. I think that's pretty easy to say. Even though the finale for season 3, we've done a video on that, Throwback, on that, kind of talking about, because it's a weird episode, but this episode, I would say, by itself is quite a bit better, I think, than the actual finale. So they spread out the battle with the governor quite a bit. There was a lot of episodes home where there was back and forth fighting in that, the mid-season finale. For the most part, it worked okay, but in a TV series, it's kind of difficult to have battling back and forth among a lot of different episodes. It's I think they struggled a little bit. It's a little bit tricky, whereas in season 4, they decide, let's just do Too Far Gone all in one episode, and then that's it, right? And it worked out well, I think, because you saw the build up to it, and then you saw this big climactic battle, and then after that, the next half season with a new type of story. So in the end, this episode is just, it's so much fun, man, to watch it again, to see Merle go in, especially the last part where Merle goes in, and then, of course, where Daryl finds him later chowing down on Ben, which is funny. And in total, he says, so Merle says he's killed 16 men, and then afterwards, the governor says they killed 8 of our men back there. So in total, you're looking at 24. I forget why I used to say 26 for some reason, but nevertheless, he has killed a lot of survivors. Oh man, so many. So, Merle, one of the biggest killers in all the Walking Dead in terms of human survivors, probably the biggest, unless you count the governor is responsible for more, because when the battles break out and stuff, he's the one who's responsible for a lot of those deaths because he causes them to happen. So he's probably the biggest killer in the series overall. Very intimidating bad guy. But Merle as well, too, killed a lot of survivors. So, and a lot of zombies as well, too. Some cool zombie slashing scenes, too, when he's he's got Michonne's sword, and he's got his hand, and he's like, cutting their faces in half, stuff like that. It's just really cool. So in the end, definitely a fond episode to watch again. Fond memory of this episode. When I first watched it the first time, man, so unpredictable in the end, and just kind of blew me away. It is a great episode. It's definitely one you can go back and watch just for a lot of fun. The last part especially, the beginning is, I don't want to say slow, but there's not as much action. Near the end is tons, right? All of a sudden he just goes in and the final battle, you leave you leave him to me. I just love that part. It's so scary and everything. Oh, you're gonna beg, no, and then he shoots him. Favorite part is where he bites his fingers off. The governor actually bites. If you don't remember, he bites his damn fingers off and spits them out. Oh my God, it's just so brutal. It's like he won't let anybody else be the one to kill Merle. It's got to be him. It has to be him. It's his mad dog, so to speak, and he wants to put it down. So, man, awesome stuff. So you guys wanted to see it. You wanted to see my review, This Sorrowful Life Throwback. Incredible episodes. So much fun. The Walking Dead really does play out well as more of an action show than a horror show, and sometimes. depending on what kind of genre you like. A lot of season 3 too is really bright. A lot of it's like during the day. You see a lot of during the day fighting in that, versus some of the more recent stuff where they do a lot more stuff at night, which was cool in season 5 too, to see that difference also. So it's, as long as they keep it different, they keep mixing it up, they keep it new, it's all a lot of fun. So of course, next review will be on Sunday for Fear, The Walking Dead episode 3, The Dog. Let me know if you guys want to see any other reviews of anything. If you have anything else in mind, send me your suggestions, send me your questions for the Q&A. This one I did enjoy doing because, of course, I always like watching The Walking Dead, especially season 3. And if there's any other episodes you want to see some throwbacks to, we don't have too much time, so send me. Maybe I could do one more, but that's probably about it because after Fear ends, then we're into the regular Walking Dead in October, so not that much longer. But I wanted to get this one out of the way for you guys. I wanted to do this one because people did request it, and it is, I think, a fan favorite. You just like drinking in the car. Pours the drink for the zombie, and oh man, just such a cool idea, such a cool concept, and so much fun to just watch it all play out. Great episode, absolutely fantastic. Definitely one of the ones I've probably seen more. Like, there's some episodes I haven't watched that many times, but This Sorrowful Life I've seen a lot. Probably at least 10 times, I want to say. At least, probably. So let me know what you guys think about this episode. Is it one of your favorites of all time, or maybe not? Send me any others that you guys want to see. And if you like the video, please thumb it up below. If you want to support the channel, please share. Please favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for my throwback review for This Sorrowful Life, guys. Awesome episode. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace.